Yo, what up, hey, how you doing, guys? My name is Sanj, and today I'm bringing you a video that's been heavily requested by you guys. It's in regards to how to pull off the rock and roll / Harry Styles look. So before I get started in this video, I want to touch up on a few points that I get asked regularly. Number one, what am I wearing today? So this is the Ida Ackerman t-shirt that I've showcased plenty of times. It's now nearly 3 years old. Number two, why am I wearing a beanie inside? Do I not like my hair? No, I actually really like the hair. I've went even shorter than last time. I don't know if you'll be able to see. I just like the look of a beanie. Three is in regards to the Q&A that I filmed out in Cannes. The audio is just way too bad, man. Literally, at some point you cannot hear anything that we're saying because A, there's background noises with people shouting, and B, there's just too much wind. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be putting that video out. If you wish to follow me on my social medias, everything is right there. SANGIEV, Instagram, Twitter, bloody blah. If you enjoy this type of content and you want to see more, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And don't do it just yet. If you like this video, I mean, you can do it now, but if you like this video, don't forget to hit a thumbs up because that helps me out a lot. A lot. With that being said, let's go. Shirts. Well, let me talk to you. Okay, so what I'm going to be focusing on today is predominantly going to be about shirts. Now, the question that I get asked a lot is how to pull off the rock and roll aesthetic / the Harry Styles look. And I was going to focus mainly on the Harry Styles more so than the rock and roll. Obviously, because of the way that I wear my shirts, and obviously I wear a lot of boots and jeans, some people may draw the comparison to Mr. Styles' style. But I was... where was I going with that point? Anyway, so I get asked a lot about his style, and for me to showcase it, I was intending on doing like an outfit diary, kind of like what I did for Leonardo DiCaprio's characters. Unfortunately though, I'm not too sure how that would work out because the reason why Harry's such a great dresser is because he's obviously got a signature style that works for him and he doesn't really stray away from it. Don't get me wrong, every now and then he'll throw like a spanner with like a Gucci suit. But for the majority, his style is very much skinny jeans, boots and a shirt. T-shirt sometimes, and then jackets in the cold weather. So imagine that in a week-long outfit diary, it would look very similar. So instead, what I've decided to do is to share some tips that I follow when buying shirts that kind of matches Harry Styles' style or the rock and roll aesthetic. Tip number one, flat edge shirt. Now what I mean by that, and I'm gonna grab this vintage shirt that I have here. You see a lot of shirts, obviously at the bottom they might have either a flat edge or a curve. Now this is a tip just in general for menswear. Curved shirts are done in that manner so that they can be tucked in. Flat edge, like this one, are done in a way that it can be worn out. So that first of all is a menswear rule. Obviously nobody, well, people do follow that rule, but for the most part, it's just like a very old school, traditional way of looking at menswear. Aim to find some flat edge, and the reason why I say that is because oftentimes if the shirt does curve ever so slightly, it's going to be very long. Now to pull off this look of like rock and roll aesthetic, the shirt needs to be not necessarily cropped, but it does need to be short, because otherwise it just doesn't work. It just looks like you're wearing a very oversized shirt that you're then undoing a lot of the buttons on. It can work, but you're now taking the look from rock and roll to, I know we use this term a lot on this channel even though it doesn't really have an associated look with it, but like a pirate-esque vibe to this. So this shirt, for example, is a vintage shirt. So tip number one, flat edge shirt. Tip number two, look for lightweight materials. So what I mean by that is either viscose or silk, depending on how much you're intending on spending. So this vintage shirt, for example, this is a Hawaiian shirt. This is 100% rayon, which kind of has that flowiness to it. It flows, it sits beautifully. It's short sleeve as well, which is perfect for this look. And obviously if you decide to spend a bit more, splash out, ball out, then you've got this shirt from Valentino, for example, which is creased to shit because I didn't hang it up properly. So yeah, this is 100% viscose and 100% silk. Now silk is normally a sign of quality material, and it's true. I mean, the fabric itself sits really nicely against the human body. It looks great. Try switch it up. Obviously they do come at different price points. Now for the next point, I want to talk to you guys about the fits of the shirts. Now in order to showcase that, I've got this salon shirt. The point is slim fitting versus oversized. Now a lot of you may think that oversized shirts undone and worn can look amazing, and it does, but then that's once again you're straying away from rock and roll and going more towards pirate-esque, where everything's very oversized and large. So aim to find that perfect balance of slim fit but also quite, it has to be somewhat large, because if it's too slim fitting, then it just looks like a shirt that's too tight and you're being an asshole by undoing a lot of buttons. Whereas if it's got that ever so slightly longer or bigger feel to it, and then you undo the button, it looks a lot more purposeful. That's where this shirt comes in perfectly, and there's another shirt that I want to show you guys. We have two shirts. This one is from a vintage store. Menswear shirt, women's wear shirt. That's another thing that you will come across with this look, is the fact that men's shirts aren't very that flowy, lightweight materials, although a lot of the brands are pushing for it to be, especially with the sort of androgyny trend that we're seeing. A lot of the pieces that you might like may be women's shirt, and hey man, you should just give them a try, see how they fit. Beautiful shirt from a vintage store, and obviously with the trend of the 70s shirts coming up, this was like a perfect cop for me. So it's got the scarves. This is obviously for those that are a lot more daring. Not everyone will be willing to try this, but a lot of people can get away with it. Whether you decide to leave the scarves down as it is now, or you do a knot, whatever floats your boat, try it. And again, interestingly enough, a piece from the 70s has that revere collar, which can be seen in some of the newer pieces from 2016. So it goes to show you that fashion is literally about just recycling old stuff. Slim fitting versus oversized. Aim for that perfect balance where it is slim fitting but not too tight, and it isn't oversized and you look like a pirate. Another tip that we look out for is casual versus smart. Now obviously I always tell you guys to buy things that can be worn in a versatile manner, that you can wear both casually and formally. That's kind of what allows you to have a small wardrobe, B, a concise wardrobe. So the two shirts I'm going to show you now, one that I would consider a lot more casually, one that I would consider a lot more not formal, but that I would wear in a formal setting. We've got plain, which is this Mick Eaton shirt, and then we've got this Sunor shirt. Now, yes, you can wear this in a more formal setting, however, I would wear this more for, actually this is a bad example because black polka dot you can actually get away with night out settings. Because I was trying to do a day versus a night out. Perfect, so we got day and then night out. Plain, pattern, day. Do you see what I mean? Like, hopefully I won't need to explain this point too much. Just, in my opinion, patterns are more reserved for day than a night out thing. However, if done properly and executed really well, then you can pull them off. Once again, both of these shirts are very flowy, silky, and this shirt is cotton, perfect for summer, features that ever so popular revere collar, boom, bada boom. That's that point. I didn't want to touch on the matter of confidence too much because I think that's more to do with, again, your attitude rather than clothing itself. But if you do want to wear those type of shirts in a way that Harry Styles does, or a lot of the rock and roll icons do, then you're going to need to unbutton a few of those buttons. Now it is a matter of confidence, whether it is just literally the top 2 buttons, the top 3 buttons, the top 4 buttons, and top 5 if anybody does that. Accessories is a massive part of that aesthetic, so chains are welcomed, and anything you can wear around your neck, whether that may be like a foulard or how do you say that in English, like a silk scarf, or do you say foulard as well? I don't know, but like something around the neck. Obviously having a tattoo, you don't need that, but that kind of helps with the look. In my opinion, it just looks good. So we've done the flat edge, we've done the flowy material, we've talked about the fitting of the shirt, the patterns, the accessories, where to get these shirts. If your budget is low and you want these silky flowy shirts, vintage stores guaranteed to have them. Go into the women's section, don't care about the looks, and they can be acquired for dirt cheap. So thrift and vintage is your first go-to. Secondly, if you intend on splashing out a bit more, look into brands like ASOS, for example. I showed you guys shirts that are flowy and that kind of ticks that box from ASOS. So Zara does some great ones as well. They did some amazing ones for their spring summer 16, which in some stores is still available in the sale, so you can find some absolute bargains. And then obviously if you intend on splashing a lot more, look into Valentino. They do some really nice ones. Saint Laurent obviously splash, it does get expensive. I personally buy them in the sale or outlet. That's also worth taking a look at. And a great brand that I wish I had more shirts from, but it's just so expensive. They're called Equipment. It's a women's shirting brand. They do some amazing stuff, and it's worth taking a look at. But yeah, that is it. I think that is it. Oh my god, I've blabbered on for way too long, but that is to be expected with me. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to hit that like button, that thumbs up. share it, let your friends know, bloody blah, subscribe if you enjoyed it. Thank you ever so much for your support, man, massively appreciated. We're now at 14k subscribers, which is insana, so thank you ever so much. Let me know if you have any suggestions. Have a beautiful day, take care, peace. The really nice hair salon hairdresser who has close ties with the charity Little Princess Trust. Oh yeah, and for those of you that have like a good eye, I did get my nose pierced. I don't know if you can see it, it's right there. So potentially you might want a video for the nose piercing, I don't know, let me know. I wish I could grow a beard as well, like this is so puny. Ugh, imagine a big beard, it looks sick. So